Good evening, class 12th. I welcome you back again, the second portion of concept of business. Today, we will learn about the other topics in business concepts. The first one is utility creation. Now, you know the what's utility creation. That simple means it's an important characteristic of business. Is the creation of utility so that consumer may use them. Now, think about this thing. If you find a wooden plank in different places, what is the use of that? Means convert them wooden pan into furniture. It creates some utility. Means convert the raw material into finished goods. It creates a farm utility. Suppose this marker is here. If you remove this marker in different terms, and now with the use of plastic, fibers, inks, they create a marker like this, which has a utility to write something on the whiteboard. It means convert the raw material into finished goods. It creates a farm utility. The farm utility means production. You produce the goods. Now any kind of goods, you convert the chemical into soap, or you make shampoos, put in the bottles. It creates a farm utility so that the consumer can use them. I hope it's clear. The simple example is convert the wooden plank into furniture. It's the farm utility. Next portion is, we say production creates a farm utility. Then we say transportation creates a place utility. Means can be obtained through the process of making goods or service more easily available to the potential customer. So how can you, means suppose you produce goods, you're producing furniture in a one place in Lucknow, and you want to supply the goods to Delhi. So means you require transportation for this thing. So means with the help of transportation, it creates a place utility. Now with the transportation, now here if the transportation is not there, how can any economy can become a global economy? Now it's a free trade market. After 1994, we adopt the policy of globalization. How globalization take place? When you own the goods from different parts, which are produced in different parts of the world, or the companies are coming over here, taking the technology, bringing the technology here. Means with the help of, if the transportation is not there, how can you call the raw material? From where we get the raw material? How can we transfer raw material into semi-finished good and then the finished goods? It means place utility. It certainly means which can be obtained through the process of making goods or services more easily available to the potential customers. It can be possible with the help of transportation. Next come time utility. Now suppose you produce goods in bulk. If it's easily available in the market, the supply will be high. If the supply will be high, then nobody, means if the supply will be higher as compared to their demand, then what will happen? The cost reduces. You heard this some in economics. This is all concept comes in entrepreneurship. Means time utility is created by providing easily availability of goods and services at the time when customer needs or want it. That means where you store the goods in warehousing, means is created by providing easy availability of goods or services at the time when customer needs or want it. So where you kept the goods in warehousing, so that timely it can be possible out. It's very common for every type of business. Every type of goods you need warehouses. Of course, in different types of goods you require different types of warehouses. If the perishable goods are there, you need that type where you can maintain the temperature. Similarly, you have the storerooms where you can stock the goods, and we can transfer goods with the help of LIFO and FIFO. LIFO is last in first out, and FIFO is first in first out. Means depend upon the perishability of the items, we can use a warehouse. Next important part, which is not written in the book, is called position. Using position means ultimately when you produce goods, when you transport the goods, when you kept the goods in warehousing, ultimately position comes when customer purchase it. If the customer has not purchased the goods, what the use of the same? The position means when the transfer of ownership. It describes the benefits that can be derived from owning and using a specific product. The more useful a product to an individual, the higher the position, higher its position utility. So position generally means you can transfer goods. You're giving the position, ownership, transfer of ownership. This term is called position utility. So there are four types of utility are there. First is production, transportation, warehousing, and position. Which is called farm utility can be created through production, place utility can be created through transportation, Tangible utility can be created through warehousing, and position utility can be created when you use it, when the customer use it, when customer owned it. So these are the things which creates a utility. I hope it's clear. Then we move further. We write types of economic activity. Listen, type of economic activities. So I need to write the board first. Right? Different type of economic activity. You know that different type of economic activities are there: manufacturing, service, and trading. There are types of economic activity. We call it. If we say, okay, in which type of business can be divided? The business can be divided into manufacturing, where you produce the goods, where you create a firm utility. Then called services, where you own a business but providing services. Suppose you own a hotel, you're not providing any product apart from food and all. You're giving services. You own a transportation business. You're providing your trucks for providing services. So this is called, there are different types of activities. Are there manufacturing concerned with production? Service, you are a doctor, you own a hospital, you are providing services to your patient. Then called trading, in which you are not producing goods, but you are providing trading. You are dealing as a dealer or as a wholesaler. You are working as a retailer, where you not own the goods, where you are not producing the goods, but you are trading it. Okay. Taking the goods from the manufacturers and transfer to the consumers. This term is called trading. You are providing, again, they are trading deals in goods and services, but they provide trade. They could not manufacture any goods and services. I hope it's clear. Then we write forms of business organization. What are the different forms of business organization? Forms of business organization. Now, many times you heard of this thing. What are different forms of organization? You know that in around the world, whether it's a free economy or capitalist economy or mixed economy, you find the different types, different forms of business organization. The first one is called private sector, which is very common. Private sector. Then we call it public sector. And the third one is joint, or we call joint sector, in which both public and private sector works together. But the most important part to understand them, in public sector we know that department undertaking are there, public corporation are there, government companies are there. So we will study one by one all these items. The first one is under private sector. We are studying about under private sector. The first one is sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship. Okay, what is sole proprietorship? I will tell you. Single man doing all the business, means single-handedly he is doing the business. But this type of organization, this type of sole business is mainly useful for small type of businesses, where you don't require the much amount of capital, or you don't require the much amount of managerial, so much amount of managerial capabilities. Next we call under sole proprietorship. First one is sole proprietorship. Next is partnership, is come under private sector. Partnership. We study in class 12th also in partnership chapter. Third one is joint Hindu family business. I will give you an example. There are not many companies are there which are work as a joint Hindu family business, later become a public or limited companies. The joint Hindu family business. Then we call joint stock companies. We write joint stock companies. It's very common now. Reliance, Builders, Tata, they all are joint stock companies. And then we write cooperative societies. Cooperative societies like Amul, Lijjat Papad societies. Now these are all forms of business organization. First we study about what is private sector. So under private sector there are different forms of business organization there. First one is sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family business, joint stock companies, and cooperative societies. Now what are these? Now we will study about this thing one by one. The first one is, we say now sole proprietorship. Okay, now you know that when we study the sole proprietorship, company like Coca-Cola, Flipkart, Apple, Amazon, okay, Walt Disney, even Hero Cycles, there are not many, there are endless examples are there. They all started their company as a sole proprietorship. The company like Coca-Cola, one of the biggest company, beverages company in the world. Flipkart, you all know Flipkart. You know Apple, Steve Jobs. Okay, Amazon, Walt Disney, Hero Cycles, they all started their company as a sole proprietorship. Now, what is sole proprietorship? Sole proprietorship means the name should be one of a kind, a remarkable in the exchange. It's called stickiness. Now, this is a common term, stickiness, Stickines, stickiness. Now, it's used very commonly used in sole proprietorship. It refers to a form of business organization. Sole proprietorship refers to a form of business organization which is owned, managed, and controlled by an individual. So, what is sole proprietorship? The sole proprietorship means is a person, single person. A single person who own, control, and manage all the business activities of his business. It means it refers to a form of business organization which is owned, managed, and controlled by an single individual who is recipients of all profits and bear all losses. Please carefully. This term is very careful. It means if a single owner is doing it, so he receives all the profits, but in the same time, if the loss occurs, he has to bear all losses. The sole proprietorship means is a single person who own, manage, and control the business as an individual. He receives all the profit and bear all the losses. There are lot many advantages are there, lot many disadvantages are there, because he has to bear all the liabilities alone. This is a disadvantage, and he has to enjoy all the profits is a benefit. Now, in sole proprietorship, the flexibility is here. Anytime, if he want to change the region, he can change the region. This type of flexibility is not there in other type of businesses. But every business organization has certain advantages and certain disadvantages. But it depends upon what type of business we want to, in which we are comfortable. Suppose you have a small amount of capital and you want to own a business in a particular locality or in a particular area, then sole proprietorship is better. But if you have a good amount of money and you have a managerial capability, you have a lot many person involved with you, then you go for private companies or means later on joint stock companies. But I'm saying there are lot many companies are there, those who renowned company, they work earlier as a sole proprietorship. Coca-Cola, they started as a sole proprietorship. Flipkart, in Bangalore, they are selling books. They have started their selling books and all the thing as a sole proprietorship. You know who's the owner of Flipkart earlier? I'll give you a name earlier. Earlier also I'll give you a name, Rachit. Now, listen carefully. The companies like Coca-Cola, Flipkart, Apple, Amazon, they all companies, even the Walt Disney, they all started as sole proprietorship. Do you understand what is sole proprietorship now? The sole proprietorship means it refers to form of business organization which is owned, managed, and controlled by an individual who receives of all profits and bear all losses. Is it clear now? Perfect. Next we come partnership. You all know partnership. When two or more than two persons engage in same business. When two or more than two persons engage in same business for profit motive. This is called partnership. The minimum number of partners is 2 and maximum is 50. I told you in my accounts class also. The minimum is 2, maximum is 50. But the professional business, it can be exceed 200, but as per Companies Act 2011. The earlier Partnership Act was 1932, but now the new Partnership Act is 2011. So means partnership when 2 or more than 2% engage in same type of business, but it should be a legal business. To engage in a same type of same business or legal business for profit motive. This is called partnership. There are lot many companies are there who started as a partnership also, who started their company as a partnership firm, but now they are $1 million company. You know, the companies like Apple, eBay, and Twitter were built by multiple leaders with productive relationship. You know that who started the Microsoft? You all know Bill Gates. But Bill Gates and Paul Allen, they started Microsoft. Bill Gates and Paul Allen, they started their Microsoft. Now how they started, I will tell you. Bill Gates, Microsoft was formed in 1975. Microsoft was formed in 1975. We are talking about the Microsoft. So that you understand this. We are talking the partnership. Let's come under partnership. I'll give you an example. There are lot many persons are there. There are lot many $1 million companies are there. But they later stage, they are in partnership firm. So Bill Gates and Paul Allen, there are two persons are there. Paul Allen and Bill Gates. they started the partnership firm called Microsoft. You won't believe, they started this Microsoft in 1975. This company established in 1975, and these two persons establishes, they opened this firm as a partnership. So Bill Gates and Paul Allen was childhood friends. They studied in school called Lakeside Private School. Bill Gates and Paul Allen was childhood friends from Lakeside Private School. They share a love of computers, and they were hackers. They were hacker partners in crime during their high school. Means they do the, I'm not saying they are doing the illegal business, but they are saying earlier, their story says that they were hacker partners in crime during the high school. Once Gates left for Harvard. So I'm telling you about the Bill Gates and Paul Allen were childhood friends. They studied in Lakeside Private School. They share love of computers. I mean, they both love computers. Okay. Now, once Gates left for Harvard, you know that you have always listened this story. Once Bill Gates left for Harvard, then Paul Allen followed him to the Boston area, and they began plotting business ideas together. Means both Paul Allen and Bill Gates. Means understand term. Bill Gates left for Harvard. वो Harvard चले गया था to study, but Paul Allen followed him to the Boston area where the Harvard University is. And they begin plotting a business idea with Paul Allen. With Paul Allen encouragement, Gates took the plunge, drop out of the college, means he dropped out of the college and created Microsoft. Means their love is so affectionate, their bonding is so strong. That means he dropped out from the college and started the company called Microsoft. That means now you know that Microsoft is $1 billion company, but this company spun out a nearly passion. This company started out with the help of partnership. I mean, they both Paul Allen and Bill Gates, they love towards the computer, and because of that, because they have a spun out of near-die passion and lifelong friendship. So this is the term called partnership in that. So they started their Microsoft company in 1975 as a partner. Now, I hope it's clear. So partnership, it is a form of business organization where two or more persons agree to carry out lawful business for profit motive. I hope this is clear. They carry out a lawful business for profit motive. Now other examples you want to take. You have heard the name Twitter. It's started by Evan Williams and Biz Stone. Now I'm talking about the first company as example. Second company I'm giving example. It's Twitter. It's started by Evan Williams. And there one more partner is here apart from Evan Williams, a Biz Stone and they started the company called Twitter. It's founded in 2006. This company founded in 2006. So they because again their friendship is too bound. Their friendship is too strong. They started a company called Twitter. There are not many examples are there. Intel, which is started by Gordon Moore and Bob Noyes. This Intel started, which deals in Intel technology. They make softwares and all. They started by Gordon Moore and Bob Noyes. It started in 1968. Now the other company, if you take the example, have you heard the name Procter & Gamble? Cosmetics to shampoos, soaps, toothpaste, everything. They mix everything. The company called Procter & Gamble. They started by William Procter and James Gamble. They took the name. They both of them took their cars and started a company in 1837. The company called Procter & Gamble, P&G. They started by William Procter and James Gamble in 1837. So have you heard of them? There's a lot many examples are there. Yahoo was started in 1995. It's created by Jerry Yang and David Filo. You know, Jerry Yang and David Filo. This Yahoo, again, Yahoo established their business. They established their business. They started the Yahoo enterprise as a partnership, which started in 1995. So I hope it's clear. So how is partnership created? There are lot many firm organizations are there. Now they are $1 million company. But once they started some companies started as sole partnership, some companies started as partnership. Later, when they grow up, when the companies grow, when the companies stand in the market, when the company creates goodwill, they change their firm to private companies and then later on to joint stock companies. So I hope this is clear. Okay, what is the partnership all about? Next term is we study about joint Hindu family business. Then we study about joint Hindu family business. Now what is joint Hindu family business? You know that, heard the name Karta. Again, there are lot many companies out there who established a joint Hindu family business. So what is joint Hindu family business? Majority of Indian businesses establishes earlier. They established it earlier as a joint Hindu family business. Joint Hindu family business. Now, it is a form of organization wherein the business is controlled and managed by the members of Hindu undivided family. It's an important term. So, it is a form of organization where the business form of organization. It's a form of organization wherein the business is controlled and managed by, wherein the business is owned and controlled by managed by the members of Hindu undivided family. Undivided family means here the liability of Karta means main person, जिसके नाम पे वो business है, जिसके नाम पे वो registration है. Here the liability of Karta is unlimited. मान लो there are 5 members, there are 5 brothers are there. जो the elder one, suppose he is Karta, तो his liability will be unlimited. बाकी जो 4 बाकी हैं, they all have liability as per their share in the business. Suppose there are 5 members are there. There are 5 members are there. 5 brothers are there. If we say A, B, C, D and E. A is the elder one who is running the business. So his name is a Karta because he is managed all the business. And B, C, D are his brothers. Okay, it's clear. So means A is a Karta. His liability will be unlimited. Means if the firm suffer losses, to me his name will become. He has to pay the liabilities. Unless other members are liable for what they put in the business. Suppose B is holding 20% share, C is holding 10% share, D is holding 10% share, and E is holding 5% share. So B is responsible for his 20%, C is responsible for 10%, D is responsible for 10%. This is term. So here the liability of Karta, the main member whose name is here, is unlimited. And rest all the members have the liability as per their share in the business. You're surprised to know that there are many other big business firms. They started a business as a joint Hindu family business like Reliance Industries Limited. Means when established by Dhirubhai Ambani, earlier it was a joint Hindu family business. When established by the Dhirubhai Ambani. Same like Haldiram. It started in Rajasthan as a joint Hindu family business. It's a family affair business. Later on becomes a joint stock company. Mahindra and Mahindra. Nowadays Mahindra and Mahindra Limited. The word limited is here. It's become a joint stock company. But later, earlier when it started up, it a joint Hindu family business. Even Tata Son, when Jamshedji Tata establishes his business, when he establishes his business, it's a joint Hindu family business. You understand them? Understand them? There are not many businesses are there. Earlier they started the business on a smaller scale. When the company creates goodwill, when they establish themselves in the market, when they create a brand name, then they move further. So this is a term called joint Hindu family business. I hope this is clear. Joint Hindu family business. Okay, next part is cooperative societies. You heard the name cooperative societies. What are cooperative societies? Okay. I hope the joint Hindu family business is clear. Then this is cooperative society. Now, cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons who join together with the motive of welfare of society. Now, here in cooperative society, the motive is not to earn money. The motive behind to establish a cooperative society is to welfare. Examples: Amul. You all know Amul, Anand Milk United Limited, is established in Gujarat, Anand district. You all know that Mr. Kurian started this company. There are lot many villages are engaged with that. They're selling their milk. They established a company called Amul. Then IFFCO, IFFCO is India Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative. Again, they established a company, cooperative societies. To me, cooperative society basically it's a voluntary association. It's not compulsory. Means you can compulsory या जबरदस्ती बुलाओ उसमें. Cooperative society is a voluntary association of persons who join together with the motive to welfare of the society. The examples are Lijjat Papad. There are not many examples are there who started as a cooperative society and they are earning very highly. They are earning very good amount of profit. So Amul is earning, all know how much Amul is earning. Now is a joint company. But they all started as a cooperative society. IFFCO is a very big company. It's Farmer Fertilizer Cooperative. It's a very big company. But they started as a cooperative society. Next one is called joint stock company. Very important. Joint stock company. Now joint stock company we call Reliance Industries Limited. The word limited word is there. Whenever any company the limited word is there, it's called joint stock company. Now how we identify? What's the benefit of joint stock company? We will study all this thing. So what is joint stock company? It is an association. It is an association person formed for carrying out business activities and has a legal status. Means legal status. Independent of its member. Independent of its member. Means business and businessman are two different persons. You know that. Mukesh Ambani is the owner of Reliance Industries Limited. You all know that. But Mukesh Ambani is different person. Reliance Industries Limited is different person. Means RIL, Reliance Industries Limited has a different identity apart from Mukesh Ambani. Same goes for Tata's. Ratan Tata and Tata's son are different firms. Ratan Tata is a natural person, but Tata company is an artificial person, which is carried by is the association of people. That means a joint stock company. Please note down definition. A joint stock company is a business entity in which shares of the company stock can be bought, can be purchased and sold by shareholders. Each shareholder owns a company stock in proportion evidenced by their shares. Shareholders are able to transfer their share to others without any effect to the continued existence of the company. Now what does simple means? A joint stock company which is limited by shares. A joint stock company is a associate person. There are not many persons are there. Even if you won't believe, in RIL more than 3 lakh people are associated. That means I'm not saying RIL is running by 3 lakh people, but 3 lakh people are the shareholder of Reliance Industries Limited. Means it's a group of persons. Means they 3 lakh people are there who are invested in Reliance Industries Limited. जिन्होंने पैसा लगाया है, उनके shares खरीदे हैं. Means they are providing shares, and the shares are dependent on the market value. We will do we will do a case study on shares. Later on, but understand what is joint stock company. The joint stock company is an associate person formed for carrying out business activities and has a legal status independent of its member. The company is different, member is different, owner is different. Is it clear? Means a joint stock company is a business entity in which shares of the company we call it stock. In companies, shares of the company we call it stock can be purchased and sold by shareholders. Means if I purchase 100 shares of builders, मैंने ITI Builder Group के 100 shares purchase किए. Now it's my wish. When I sold in the market, I can sold it. मुझे लगता है market ऊपर गया, I can sold it. That means here the company, my liability towards any company. Suppose I purchase 100 share of Reliance Industries Limited, so I am the owner of the 100 share. If the 100 shares purchases out 1%, so I am the owner of 1%. It depends. When I sold it, the other person become an owner. So this thing here, shares are transferable. We can transfer share. Anytime we can purchase, anytime we can sold. This done through demat accounts. So we will do a case study how we purchase shares later on. You understand what is joint stock company? The joint stock company is an associate person formed for carrying out business activity and it has a legal status independent of its member. Next part is the other definition. A joint stock company is a business entity in which shares of a company stock can be purchased and sold by shareholders. Each shareholder owns a company stock in proportion evidenced by their shares. Means कितना वो own करता है जितने उसके पास shares हैं. Shareholders are able to transfer their shares. They can transfer their shares to others without any effect to the continued existence of the company. Means here the shares are transferred from one person to another. Here shares are transferred from one person to another. This is the important part. It means a joint stock company is a business owned by the people. Please note down definition if you note down. A joint stock company is a business owned by the people called shareholders. Is an important part. They called shareholders. Shareholders owns company stock in proportion to the number of their shares. This means that shareholders are only liable for the company's debt to the value of the money they invested in the company. Is it clear? I repeat, a joint stock company is a business owned by the people called shareholders. Means even Mukesh Ambani has a more than 75% of shares in Reliance Industries Limited. That's why he's the owner. We call it CEO. So joint stock company is a business owned by the people called shareholders. Shareholders own company stock in proportion to the number of the shares. This means that the shareholder are only liable for the company's debt to the value of the money they invested in the company. Suppose I have invested 1 lakh rupees and with the cost of one share is 100. So how many shares I get? I get 1000 shares. Or say 10,000 shares. If the cost is 100, I get 1000 shares at the rate of 100 each. So I am the owner of the company. I am the owner of 1 lakh rupees because I purchased shares. I purchased 1000 shares. The cost of one share is 100. So it means I invested 1 lakh rupees in the company. So it means मेरा कितना पैसा डूब सकता है? If suppose the company goes in loss, how much money I can lose? I can lose only 1 lakh rupees, not more than that. So here in joint stock company, the liability is limited to what you invest in the business. जितने के आपके पास shares हैं, your liability is limited to that extent in which the money you invest in the business. So that's why I say a joint stock company is a business owned by the people called shareholders. Shareholders owns company stock in proportion to the number of the shares. This means that shareholder are only liable, important point, only liable for the company's debt to the value of the money they invested in the company. So I am responsible for that act, whatever I am investing in that company. So I hope it's clear. You understand term joint stock company. What is the meaning of this thing? In the next portion, we will do the other portions are there. What are department undertakings and what are mixed companies? We say that which both private companies and public companies are there, and which most important part in this chapter is how we choose the business. Which business? Suppose depending on which business activity we choose in order to choose a business proportions. In order means which business activity is good for what type of activity. Yeah, whether you want to choose a sole partnership or joint stock company, it depends on what? It depends upon your requirement. So later on, we will do in the next topic. So till then, please revise correctly, revise it, and in case you find any problem, please do ask me. Please stay safe, take care.